Thank you, Gigi. We're excited to watch as well. Starters on both sides. Middle blockers for Penn State are Taylor Trammell and Maggie Mendelson. On the pins at Jess Merzick, Caroline Jaravicius. The setter, Izzy Stark. The DS, Jocelyn Nathan. She'll be back to serve. Zamani Foster, Mabry Schaffmaster, Safi Hampton on the pins. Libero, Maddie May. Setter, Taylor Iser. Middle blockers, Jackie Taylor and Alexis Engelbrecht. And there is Foster to get us rocking and rolling from Rec Hall. She'll get the first point for the Tar Heels from the left side, and she had a very strong match yesterday for UNC.
Katie Schumacher kind of walked out, asked her players, was that a touch? They won't challenge her.
Stark collects the set with one hand. Back to Trammell. Now here's Schaffmaster left side off the block. The left side pin coming up early for UNC. Mabry Schaffmaster, sister, of course, to Melanie Schaffmaster, who plays for Minnesota. Familiar name for those who are familiar with Penn State Nittany Lions volleyball. 2-0 Tar Heels. Good serve, but played up by Penn State. And off the block, Jess Merzick gives the Nittany Lions their first point of the night.
Yeah, again, very fitting that's Jess Merzick getting the first kill. She had 10 kills for a 474 efficiency against the Hornets last night. Someone that Penn State can lean on to bring the heat, especially when you're down in these early moments.
Jillian Grimes leads this Nittany Lion team in service aces. Won't get one there. Schaffmaster over the top of the block. Had to change her angle a little bit, but still cuts it through, and Schaffmaster's got 2 kills on 3 swings.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing with that is Mabry Schaffmaster. We saw against Yale her ability to just wind up and swing it, but she had to backtrack and then also pin it down that Coughlin corner. Really impressive from her.
2 kills and 3 points, 2 on 2 swings, and Maddie May adds a service ace for the Tar Heels. They're off to a hot start here from Rec Hall. 4-1.
She had an ace in the game last night. Also had a kill in the game last night. Good to see a libero kill in State College.
May, who has played in every single set of her collegiate career. Penn State trying to get back going. They'll go to Caroline Jaravicius. Can't get one there. Foster sends it over. Nittany Lions a little out of system. Merzick with the swing. Now through the middle. Freshman Jackie Taylor missed it out of bounds. Taylor, the All-ACC rookie team selection. Freshman out of Miami, Florida. Not able to find the floor on her first swing of the night.
Yeah, that was a good point for Penn State to get out of as well, because they were a bit out of system, as you said, Casey. I think Jocelyn Nathan called for that dig on the back line, didn't get it. Someone jumped in front of her.
Freshman Ava Faldudo, somehow that kept alive. Nice up by Maddie May, as she had 3 service aces yesterday. Did Faldudo. Mendelson on the slide. Gonna be kept off the floor. Well off the net, Schaffmaster gives Penn State a free ball. Nittany Lions a little out of system though. Merzick misses long, going cross court. UNC up 5-2 over the Nittany Lions. This has been a little bit of Penn State's story this season. They haven't always started strong in matches. This might be the number 3 overall seed in the tournament. First sets have not always been their friend, and USC is starting hot here. Izzy Stark is able to get that down though and bring the Nittany Lions back within 2.
Yeah, it's something that you really admire in a freshman setter like Izzy Stark, to just kind of take over a rally and say, you know what, I'm going to take care of it myself. Sometimes we see those freshmen kind of sit back and wait. Izzy Stark taking full initiative.
Very offensively minded setter is Stark. Here's Schaffmaster from the right side, through the block, hard hit ball. Nittany Lions can't keep it off the floor. Mabry Schaffmaster staying perfect. 3 kills on 3 swings.
Yeah, 12 kills against Yale, second best on the team, only behind Amani Foster. Just her ability to just smack it hard. You can't stop it.
See the powerful jump serve that she has. Penn State able to make something happen with it, but Cam Hanna misses out of bounds. And UNC head coach Mike Shaw, his second year here with the Tar Heels, first year in the NCAA tournament, coming back to Rec Hall. Off to a good start over the Nittany Lions. Schaffmaster can't clear the net tape there. That's a bit of the risk reward you get with Mabry Schaffmaster's tough jump serve. She's got 50 service aces this season, but sometimes in those situations, a little bit of ace or error, you'll still probably take that if you're head coach Mike Shaw.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're usually going to get more on the positive side than not, especially with someone as talented as Mabry Schaffmaster.
Here's Penn State serving sub Quinn Menger, and she's going to miss her first one long. well out of bounds for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, it's not really how you want to start. You have a Jess Merzick attack error, a Cameron Hanna attack error, and a service error from Quinn Menger, who's been really hot the last few weeks in terms of her serving game. Penn State starting off the back foot.
UNC is siding out perfect right now. Translation, the Nittany Lions cannot string points together. Cam Hanna not able to get that to the floor. Excellent job by Schaffmaster to run under, but Taylor Trammell takes advantage before UNC can get back on the net.
Trammell was a bit quiet in the game against Delaware State. Gonna have to have her get going as well. She's 8th in the nation, 2nd in the Big Ten in hitting percentage, and just her power and offensive ability in that middle blocker spot been a big improvement for her in 2024.
First team all Big Ten selection was Trammell this year, her 3rd year in blue and white. That's Sophie Hampton from the left side for UNC, and once again, Tar Heels just keep siding out and keeping this steady 4-point lead over the Nittany Lions.
That's what separates the good teams from the great teams. You can have one good pin hitter, but you have both pins operating at the efficiency that UNC is. Again, that's where it's hard to stop. They're hitting 500 right now.
All 3 pin hitters had double-digit kills yesterday for UNC. There's Cam Hanna from the right side, getting on the board. Her 3rd swing will be the charm, her prior 2, one of which was an error. But Cameron Hanna has been an offensive firework for this Nittany Lions team, particularly through the 2nd half of the season. She'll serve it right to Hampton, and Jess Merzick there on the overpass, meeting Taylor Eisen at the net and putting it down for Penn State.
Yeah, just being efficient there is Jess Merzick, realizing it's going to be an overpass, pinpointing where the ball is going to be, not getting into the net. Great kill for number 9.
Yeah, look at that stat we mentioned, 14 straight matches with double-digit kills for Cam Hanna. That serve goes long, and UNC will be the first to double digits. Here in the opening set of play from rec call in round number 2.
Well, the bright side for Penn State is they finally broke UNC's 100% side out. It's still at 87.5.
Gonna have, I believe, a challenge here. Trying to figure that out for sure.
Was it on the serve?
I believe that may be the call. I don't believe
it dropped in. I didn't see it originally.
There was no timeout signal, so that looks to be the case. And our wager is looking at the video review system now. The R2 for this contest. Stephen Shepard is the R1. Neil Kenzakowski, the R3. The line judges are David Atkinson and Brian Hu. And yeah, I believe that is what head coach Katie Schumacher-Colley's looking at. Did Cam Hanna tuck this in?
It was close.
Let's see, our excellent ESPN Plus production crew showing it to you. This is gonna be close, but it's kind of right there.
If we can get a side angle, it would probably show it more from there. White line is in. That's just to clear that up, clear the room. White line is in.
So is there any white there? That angle's going to be tough to tell for
that one looks more blue. This might.
That's from the opposite side on the net. So I think our best angle is going to be one of these two. Probably this end cam here. Kind of look at maybe where the shadow of the ball is. As much as you can see it, it's right there on that line. Again, all it has to do is catch some of it. See Brian Hu, the line judge, right there with a bird's eye view of it.
It's going to be about the call being clear and conclusive evidence. That's what we always harp on in these challenges, is it could be there, but if they don't have clear evidence, they'll just stick with the call on the court.
Verdict is in. We'll see what the survey says. It's going to stand as called. Point for UNC. And a service error for Cameron Hanna. The Nittany Lions have lost one of their 2 challenges. So Sophie Hampton back to serve it for the Tar Heels. Hampton, the sophomore out of Jessup, Maryland. She's had a very strong season as one of the left side pin hitters for UNC. She'll serve Grimes. Merzick, Penn State well in system. Once again, Schaffmaster runs it down right in front of the wrecking crew. Gonna lead to an pass, and Alexis Engelbrecht got it down for UNC.
I think that's the furthest I've ever seen someone get to the stands, especially with the barrier, because it's not all the way down to the floor. Go to the men's side. I remember Penn State's Ryan Merck going all the way to the barriers for one, but incredible job by the UNC defense.
I say there's a little more room there than usual. And Schaffmaster taking full advantage of it. She's got a hard swing there. It ricochets back on the UNC side. She'll take one more, but Juravicius and Trammell are there for the roof for Penn State.
Again, we talk about that risk versus reward when you talk about Mabry Schaffmaster. And when you wind up and you swing, you give the middle blockers just that extra fraction of a second to get ready, and that's what Trammell and Juravicius did.
Trammell and Juravicius. Taylor Trammell's always been known as more of a defensive middle. Caroline Juravicius' blocking has been solid all throughout her freshman year with the Nittany Lions. Here's Maggie Mendelson. That kept off the ground by Iser. Schaffmaster over the block. Ball is going to fall on the Penn State side, or on the UNC side, beg your pardon. As that ricocheted around at the net, the Nittany Lions draw ever closer.
UNC almost baited Penn State that time. The ball was on an angle working toward the antenna. You almost want to back off. Good job by Penn State to keep it in the air.
Lions put some pressure on. Schaffmaster off the block once again. Good block touch from the Nittany Lions, and UNC's got to regroup. This is Foster sent back. Jess Merzick and Maggie Mendelson, look out below.
That was nasty. Going against Amani Foster, who led the team in kills last night against Yale. Utterly stonewall that time of the blue and white.
See if they score that a block solo by Merzick. They do. Well deserved. But Engelbrecht comes back on the other side. And Alexis Engelbrecht, who tied her career high in blocks yesterday in that game against Yale. She had 8, also added 6 kills out of the middle. That was a big part of UNC's success as that match progressed yesterday. Nathan a little on the reception, but Penn State's able to get it over. Schaffmaster goes off speed. Right side, Juravicius hammers it off the top of the block. The Tar Heels can't cover it.
When you're on the antenna like that, you can just swing as hard as you can. You will have the advantage going against the block that's moving against you. Caroline Juravicius recognizes that, gets the kill, and now Penn State's within 1.
See by Hempton. This is Foster touching it through. Nice job by Nathan that time to keep it off the ground. May gonna set it up for Schaffmaster, a little bit off kilter. Now here's Merzick flying in. Jess Merzick with a hammer. We're tied at 12.
And great job at the net by Maggie Mendelson and Jocelyn Nathan. They move back on the block, and Mendelson, while moving backwards, tips it up in the air, keeps that rally going, allows Jess Merzick to take a wild hack at it.
4 kills already for Merzick, and out on top of it, a service ace for Ava Faldudo, who had 3 of those yesterday. And she's been making some money from behind the service line in her first NCAA tournament. Nittany Lions have the lead.
Now tied with Jess Merzick for second most on the team with 28 aces.
And Mendelson terminates the overpass. Oh man, give a lot of credit to Faldudo for that one as well. Mendelson with the slam dunk on the other side for the former basketball player at Nebraska. Mendelson has found her calling card here in blue and white.
Yeah, that was such a big thing for Penn State against Delaware State. It was just the service pressure they were giving the Hornets.
Schaffmaster trying to end a 4-0 run, can't do it. Now Mendelson on the slide, kept off the floor by Nathan. Nittany Lions try the other pin. Working off the net, get it back to Foster. Did Foster get a touch? No, she did not. And Mike Shaw won't challenge.
And a big contributor on that play was Jocelyn Nathan, really confident to back up Mendelson on that play.
The Nittany Lions take a 5-0 run into the media timeout. They're up by 3 over North Carolina. We're just getting started here from Rec Hall. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the second round of the NCAA tournament on ESPN+. Penn State was up 11, or UNC, beg your pardon, was up 11-7, but the Nittany Lions on an 8-1 run since then. You get a look at head coach Mike Shaw, his second season here with the Tar Heels, and has had a really solid second year, 23-7 for UNC, getting them back to the tournament for the first time since 2021, and Get a look at a little more of the bio for him. He was a member of the Nittany Lions men's volleyball team, an assistant for many years, and of course coached Katie Schumacher-Colley. Many other Nittany Lions on that 1999 national title team. There's a point out of the timeout for UNC as they get their middles going, much needed. Hard hit ball off the block, and they're back within 2. They end the run.
Yeah, certainly a family reunion between Aaron Appelman and Mike Shaw and Katie Schumacher-Colley here in Happy Valley.
Jackie Taylor on that last kill. Overpass, played up by Penn State. Good read. Stark takes a swing. Oh, 21, can you do something for me? Izzy Stark showing off the hitting ability in the front row.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, just the ability of Izzy Stark to be such an offensive-minded setter. That's something that plagued Yale a bit in the game yesterday. They weren't as aggressive with their setter, Carly Deal, who's a tremendous setter in her own right.
Merzick whistles that one over. And right back on the other end, Jackie Taylor. Back-to-back UNC points have been kills by her out of the middle. The assist from Zoe Barrett. As Barrett runs the 6-2 with Taylor Isert for UNC. Tar Heels continue to scrap, and now they've got Mabry Schaffmaster, their best server, behind the line, but she can't clear the net tape.
Back-to-back times behind the line that Schaffmaster has swung into the net. But let's go back to Jackie Taylor, a 2024 ACC All-Freshman, and also hit .571 in the final week of ACC play between 2 contests. Hit .571 in back-to-back games. Mike Shaw said someone that's absolutely peaking at the right time.
That was good enough to give her the ACC Freshman of the Week honors for the first time in her career. Final week of the regular season. Hampton off the block, recycle it for UNC. Hampton over the top of the block. Second time's the charm for Safi Hampton.
Yeah, they're not going now without a fight. They come into the timeout, a time for them to regroup, reorganize, and say, how are we going to approach the latter half of this set? And UNC is doing that to great effect.
Marissa Meyerhofer in to serve now for UNC, the senior for Mooresville, North Carolina, who did have an ace yesterday for the Heels. 1 of 6, and quick whistle blows before the serve.
I think Cameron Hange had to get ready.
Yeah. So Meyerhofer getting iced a little bit behind the line. Serves that in play though to Merzick. Now Merzick on the D-ball. Dig to attack to kill for Jess Merzick.
That was a very unorthodox angle from Jess Merzick. She's moving up, moving to her right, and then taking the swing as well. Not what we're really used to. Usually see her just go cross-court at the net or taking it a little bit further up. Great job by Jess Merzick to do the adjustment and get the kill.
Merzick has been the offensive leader for the Nittany Lions. 5 kills for her. This is Chelsea Thorpe from right at the 3-meter line. Now Merzick back row. Ball hangs in the air forever. Bump set over to Hampton. Jaravicius off the grind set. Well up in the air. Take to the sideline for Hampton, long rally. Hannah got it down. Cameron Hannah ends the point for Penn State. It comes out on the Nittany Lions side, and they're up by 4. And Mike Shaw is going to take the timeout to top things over with his Tar Heel squad. The Nittany Lions hitting .345 in this opening set. They have come back from being down by 4 now to being up by 4. Half a dozen points away from a set 1 win. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the NCAA Tournament Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. Of this round and of this regional, hoping to get the win tonight and ensure they'll be playing more volleyball here next weekend. Take a look at Katie Schumacher-Colley, her 3rd year here with Penn State, and what a successful 3rd season this has been as co-Big Ten champion, Big Ten Coach of the Year. Of course, she's been battling breast cancer off the court. We continue to send all our well wishes to her, but she's wanted to keep the focus on the court and on this team, on this Nittany Lions squad that has a chance, from everything we've seen, to contend for a national championship. Trying to get back to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd time in as many years under her. Good swing by Thorpe, but it's played up by Stark. Jaravicius off the block and down out of bounds. Caroline Jaravicius, her 2nd kill, and we're starting to see Hannah and Jaravicius, the other 2 pins for Penn State, come to life a little bit here. Now as Penn State gets to 20.
Yeah, that's someone that every coach has kind of told us when we've spoken to them before the game, is just the ability when Penn State gets both pins going. That's where they're lethal.
Maddie May nailed the pass off the serve receive from Izzy Stark, and Alexis Engelbrecht puts it away. Off the Zoe Barron set, UNC needed that point. They've got the serve back. They got to go on a little bit of a run. Taylor Eisert, the graduate transfer from Middle Tennessee, will try to get something cooking from behind the service line. C by Grimes. Trammell out of the middle. Finds the C. Taylor Trammell. 2 kills, 3 swings for Trammell as she splits the block, splits the back row. Started her career with the Purdue Boilermakers, now in her 3rd and final year in blue and white. It's been her best yet. Hannah, that one out of bounds, no question about that. On that occasion for Hannah. But UNC, they were able to side out so effectively. Now they've got to keep Penn State from siding out to get back in this first frame. More service pressure put on. Stark collects it at the net. Merzick misses out of bounds as Penn State tried to make something out of nothing there. UNC gets the back-to-back they needed. They could use a little more.
Merzick was trying to challenge the pin. Great job, Izzy Stark, seeing there was going to be a joust at the net and punching it away. Great awareness from the freshman.
Oh, Hampton with a little help from the net tape. That drops into no man's land, and Sophie Hampton, a little bit of a lucky strike for her there, but you'll take it if you're UNC. And it's the second ace of the night, beg your pardon, for the Tar Heels, who are on a 3-0 run when they needed it most in this set. Back set, Jeravicius shoves it through, got it off the block. Jeravicius starting to come alive here, 3 for 5. Is the redshirt freshman, all Big Ten freshman team selection along with Stark.
We seem to mention it a lot, but it's what separates the good from the great outside hitters is when you're able to utilize the off speed when you need it the most. Jeravicius did it well there.
UNC's got a scramble there off a rough first contact, and Schaffmaster's going to attack into the net.
And it all comes from the service pressure. Jillian Grimes can do it even when she doesn't get the ace.
So the Nittany Lions now within 2. They have gotten back to a 4-point advantage, and they could be on their way to a set 1 victory. Mike Shull's going to talk things over with his squad. We'll step aside here on ESPN+. Back here from Rec Hall, the campus of Penn State University, the Nittany Lions trying to close in on a victory and a berth in the Sweet 16. Long way to go, obviously still in set number 1. But take a look at the overall series history. Penn State won the first 7 matches between these teams, but the last time these two teams played was here in Rec Hall, and UNC back in 2016 picked up the 5-set victory over the Nittany Lions. Of course, that 2016 year was the last time that the Tar Heels had won a game in the NCAA tournament prior to yesterday. Trying to see if they can repeat some history now as these two teams meet for the first time in the postseason.
And Penn State is 1-1 against the ACC this season. A win over Louisville and a loss to Pitt.
Both of these conferences, Big Ten and ACC, absolute buzzsaws in college volleyball. And speaking of a buzzsaw, there's Mabry Schaffmaster, who had only been hitting .091 prior to that with 3 kills, but she gets a crucial first ball side out there for the Tar Heels. They get to 20. Maddie May had a service ace earlier. Won't get one here. Merzick, did she get a touch? Yes, she did. And it's set point Nittany Lions. They'll have 4 of them. 6th kill of the set for Jess Merzick. Now Ava Faldudo, who's got the only service ace for Penn State. A second one would send us to set 2. The Nittany Lions up 1-0 in the match. But Faldudo that time into the net. So now the Nittany Lions will need a side out over these next 3 points to win the opening frame.
I think it's so key for Penn State to win this first set. We talked about it earlier. Just Kind of a slow start for them sometimes, especially in Big Ten play. Put it away here would be huge.
Good receive by Nathan. This is Merzick, and Merzick gets it down in front of the back line. The Nittany Lions take set one, 25-21 over UNC. And they will take a 1-0 match score lead into the second set as the teams will switch sides. Jess Merzick with 7 kills in the opening set. You got to look at lucky number 7, that last one that put it away for the Nittany Lions. Back here from Rec Hall, the Nittany Lions come back from a 4-point deficit. They take the opening frame, and there's a look at the set stats. Penn State hitting a very clean 417 kills for them. They lead the Big Ten in kills per set with 14.58. UNC, worth noting, they dropped the first set yesterday against Yale and then came back to win the next 3. So they've been here before. We'll see what they can dial up this time in a crucial second set for the Tar Heels. Casey Kreider, Jack Raczynski, third member of our crew down the sideline, Gigi Jones. So glad to be with you on ESPN Plus this evening. And what stood out to you about Penn State in that first set, Jack?
Well, they're just being effective and working back. They were in a bit of a hole to start the early portion of set one, and they come back and really take control of that 5-0 run that caused a timeout for Mike Shaw. And I think just really containing a lot of the heavy hitters from North Carolina. Mabry Schaffmaster only hitting 167. Amani Foster, who led the team in kills against Yale, hit 545 last night, hitting in the negatives right now. But as you said, Casey, UNC's been here before. They dropped the first set last night, came back to win the next 3.
Taylor Eisert on the opening serve. Merzick trying to keep it going, but she missed it out of bounds. She's insistent that Penn State got a touch. Jess is telling Coach Katie there was a touch, and she's going to talk her into a challenge. So they'll take a look at the point, and I think couldn't catch exactly what it was. I think there was something else on that point that head coach Katie Schumacher-Cawley thought maybe deserved to be called into question. So a reminder that when you have a review, it's can be something reviewed at any point of the point. It doesn't have to be just the swing or the kill. So we'll see here first if Merzick got a touch, which Jess was pretty confident that she did. We will find out together once we get a replay.
It was her and Caroline Jaravicius that are pretty adamant that they got a touch.
So it would probably be Foster. And trying to slow it down, get as good of a look. That's going to be our best look right there. Does she get a touch of the fingers move? Watch the left hand of Foster.
I think her ring finger on her left hand looks like what she was calling for.
I think you're right. Look at the left hand
you do
of
see
Foster.
A bit of.
There's it looks like there's a little bit of a twitch there. Now, this is gonna from the far side, unfortunately, from where the net cam is. It'd be a much better angle if it was on the near, but
this is going to be our best angle.
This is going to be the best shot for sure. Thanks to our ESPN Plus production crew for pulling this up and slowing it down as much as possible.
Want to speed up a little bit to get the actual call.
Well, it was a pretty quick review. So they call, I believe, Foster, I think they called her into the net, if I read that correctly. Either way, it is a Penn State point. That was the signal for Mara Wager, so that might have been what head coach Katie Schumacher-Cawley was adamant about. They're going to give the kill to Merzick regardless. So it is 1-0, point of return. Head coach Katie Schumacher-Cawley keeps the challenge in the bag, and then the attack out of bounds gives the Nittany Lions a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you lose both of your challenges this early on, you don't get one back unless you play a fifth set.
Well, back to that last point. They either called Foster in the net or they called her that she had the touch. Regardless, was a point for Penn State. There's Alexis Engelbrecht back through the middle for UNC. She's been pretty strong, even though UNC hasn't run the middles a ton so far. She's got 3 kills. 4 kills, beg your pardon, on 5 swings. But Safi Hampton sends it right back in the net for the Tar Heels. They just can't sustain points right now like they were early in set 1.
And going back to Alexis Engelbrecht, this was the kind of the time last night, that second and third set, where she really started to take control of that match. UNC went on that big run in set 2 and really put the game away from there.
Baldudo serving here. This is Schaffmaster, and she is sent packing by Maggie Mendelson and Izzy Stark. Big point for Penn State. 4 serving 1 upcoming.
Izzy Stark had her career high in blocks against Nebraska in the last game of the regular season. Really upped her game as a Swiss Army knife for this Penn State squad.
Back out of the middle is Engelbrecht, and Alexis Engelbrecht doing some really good stuff from the middle of the floor right now for UNC. She's already close to the kill total that she had yesterday in the 4-set win over Yale. She's got 5, and that now leads all Tar Heels. Maddie May will serve it at Jocelyn Nathan. Mendelson on the slide, off of May, gonna lead to an overpass at the net, and Merzick got it down. Jess Merzick already up to 9 kills, and tell you what, it's been a little while since we've seen an offensive takeover like this from last year's second-team All-American, but she's wasted no time tonight.
And part of it is because you really don't need to. We saw that in the game against Nebraska, where it was Maggie Mendelson and Caroline Jerovicius really taking over. It was more of a team effort, but Merzick can absolutely take control of the game when she needs to.
And now from the service line, Merzick leads to an overpass. It's finished off by Izzy Stark, who's 3 for 3. Penn State back up by 4.
She led the team in aces against Delaware State, has 28 on the season.
They're past that time, and UNC more in system. Foster got a swing. Now here's Hannah chipping at the top of the block. Back to Schaffmaster, through and down. Avery Schaffmaster.
And that's her bread and butter. Just let it rip, and more often than not, you're gonna get the kill.
We talked to Erin Appelman prior to the Yale match, and she said that Schaffmaster's got a golden arm. Well, you've seen it on full display so far in this tournament, really throughout her entire time with UNC. But again, the Tar Heels just can't string points together as Zoe Barrett, second on the team in aces, serves that one for an error.
Always the great job on that back line with Jess Merzick and Jillian Grimes, telling everyone to back off and just let it go out of play. Communication, such a big thing for this Penn State team.
Southball serving sub Quinn Menger, one of 3 captains on the Nittany Lions squad. He played up nicely by May there, but it's well off the net. There's Thorpe with a hard hit ball. Anna's got to attack it from behind the 3-meter line. Does just that. Now Thorpe on the left side, and it's going to land out of bounds off the block attempt by Trammell and Starks and Chelsea Thorpe. The redshirt sophomore transfer from Ohio State. Used to playing against Big Ten teams. It's on the board there. First kill of the night for number 77 in Carolina blue. Schaffmaster, can she get the serves going? Valdudo there on the receive. Merzick touches it through off tempo. Jackie Taylor collects it at the net. UNC's got to get a free ball over, and they do. Now Hannah, left side, one-on-one matchup, and Cam Hannah wins it for Penn State.
And those are the points where Izzy Stark's eyes get wide. Just a nice touch from Valdudo. Stark with an easy set, sets Cameron Hannah up on that left pin and just fire away for the kill.
Those one-on-one matchups really for both sides, the powerful pin hitters that they each have. You just can't give too many of those. It's Hampton, and Hampton did not get a touch. Attacks it out of bounds. And the Nittany Lions start to grow their advantage here in a second set that UNC would love to have.
We really haven't seen Sophie Hampton get high a lot either. Against Yale, she had some amazing leaps.
She's got the ability to touch at a high point. Thorpe right into the block of Cam Hannah and Taylor Trammell. 4th of the night for Penn State, and it's going to lead to a timeout from Mike Shaw. You get a replay of that stonewall from Trammell and Hannah, the 2 fifth-year seniors on this Penn State team, and the Nittany Lions up 10-4 in set 2, leading the match 1-0 here from Rec Hall. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the NCAA tournament on ESPN+. Back here from Rec Hall, you get a look at some of the familiar foes, as we'll call it, on ESPN+, and the teams that both UNC and Penn State have faced this season. And pretty similar all across the board, but the one glaring difference, that big win Penn State had in September against Louisville. In the home opener here at Rec Hall, UNC was swept by the Cardinals, but both the ACC and Big Ten, ultra-tough conferences, 9 bids for each. Of the 64 in the NCAAs this season, Jackie Taylor gets a big point for UNC out of the timeout. The freshman back through the middle, and now we have seen UNC really start to get some production out of both middle blockers, middle hitter positions.
Yeah, having a more complete team is how you're going to get the advantage. And correcting the stat I said earlier, Penn State was 2-1 against ACC. They also played Duke as well here at home.
Yeah, that earlier in the season as part of one of the invitationals. Taylor Trammell put a little touch on it. Goes off speed, gets the kill out of the middle. 3 for 4 for her, and it's been one of the stories for Trammell. Ultra efficient out of the middle. You always expect the middles, obviously, to hit at a little higher clip than the pin hitters, but Trammell, one of the best of the Big Ten, and at one point in time earlier this year, only a couple weeks ago, was leading the nation in hitting percentage. And then she gets a solo block. Taylor Trammell right there for the denial.
Especially out of a timeout, that's so huge. You have the break, everyone gets to reset, and you can still assert your claim. That's a lot of confidence going into the latter half of this second set.
Jocelyn Nathan, her teammates call her Juice. Try to bring the juice here from behind the service line. Oh, Trammell is going to do it again! Back-to-back blocks! And the wall is raised for Penn State.
And she gets a bit of a reprimand from the line judge, saying, yeah, don't wave. That was a big controversy in the Nebraska-Wisconsin game with Andy Jackson, and Taylor Trammell a bit of a stare down, gets a little bit of talking to from Mara Wager. But also when you're hitting 432, I think you're allowed to do that a little bit.
Trammell's giving some of her teammates a little side eye. Nathan almost got a service ace. There we see the high vertical. The high jump from Safi Hampton. When she can attack the ball at its highest point, that's when she is most successful. And they're trying to get her going here. Hampton now with 3 kills, 2 errors on 8 swings, so netting 1 for 8, 125 efficiency. And
Taylor Trammell just did the mouth zip to Mara Wager.
Oh my goodness.
She's having fun.
All right, Jaravicious, right side, off the block, punched up by Schaffmaster. She has just not let anything hit the floor tonight for UNC. Now Mersick, no doubter. Jess Mersick, and quickly into double figures on the night. The kill department is number 9 in blue and white.
She matches what she did through 3 sets against Delaware State in a night where there wasn't really one that truly stand out. It was just an effective win against the Hornets. Jess Mersick stepping up here.
Good pass from Hampton, but then Jaravicious as getting it down. She was going for the block, but Foster was able to just sneak it through. So it was one-on-one on the pin.
Foster now not in the negatives, now at 000s, and caught Jaravicious off guard. She was expecting the full-on swing on the block. She tapped it in.
Smart play there by Foster. Mersick off the top of the block. Couple UNC potties go flailing, but they'll keep it off the floor. Schaffmaster from an odd angle couldn't paint the line. Well out of bounds. The Nittany Lions get to 15. They are up by 8.
And Jillian Grimes pats herself on the back as she was trying to pull out of that early Software Hampton kill and missed it. It clipped her arm. That time able to move completely out of the way and let Schaffmaster just hit it out of play.
Foster once again. Now Mendelson out of the middle. Maggie Mendelson for Penn State. She's averaging just over 2 kills a set this year and leads this Nittany Lion team in blocks. She gets her 2nd kill of the night. And head coach Mike Shaw will call his 2nd and final time out of the 2nd set. We'll step aside on ESPN Plus. The Nittany Lions closing in on a set 2 victory here from Rec Hall. Back here from Rec Hall as Penn State Nittany Lions up by 9. And one of the stories this season for them has been playing at home, playing at Rec Hall. You got to look at the numbers. 21 straight wins. Their last loss at home was against that Cornhusker team, that reverse sweep at the end, near the end of last regular season. Of course, they beat Nebraska last Friday for a share of the Big Ten title. Give a look at their record in the NCAA tournament all time as well. That's in the first round of action, 70-3 overall. They span that. That in sets for a team that's 26-0 all time in the round of 64. Now in the round of 32. Trying to get back to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd straight year. Schaffmaster out of the timeout though. Trying to get going for UNC. Mabry Schaffmaster for the Tar Heels, the 4-time All-ACC selection, a 2nd teamer this year, 2 times on the 2nd team, 2 times on the 1st. You gotta go to number 9 in Carolina blue to get going. As they try to claw back. Now Dudo's gonna set Merzick. She's able to get it off a touch. Jess Merzick, both number 9s going at it right now, as we figured might be the case.
Merzick's been doing a great job tonight of just recognizing the touches and getting the touches. One overturned.
We've talked a little bit about the bounce that Penn State's had as of late in some of their matches. Not tonight. They've been feeding Jess Merzick. She's been the hot hand. There's Amani Foster on the other side for UNC. But I want to finish this point because Merzick has 11 kills on 23 swings. No player for the Nittany Lions has more than 7 attacks outside of her. Cam Hanna's got 7, 3 kills. Maggie Mendelson, Caroline Jaravicius each with 6, but it's been Merzick by and large carrying the load. She'll take another swing here from the back row. Now Schaffmaster on the other side. Stark going for the quick dump, read nicely by Schaffmaster. Thorpe punches it through and over the top of the double block that was forming. Now Merzick is sent back, attacking well off the net. And it's Taylor and Schaffmaster on the double stuff for UNC.
Yeah, Merzick so far off the net there. But going back to your point, I think there was one week, might have been around the Wisconsin game, where I think Merzick took like 100 swings in a weekend. It was Northwestern and Wisconsin, 100 total between the 2 matches.
Mendelson had to send it over to Hanna. Hanna just shoves it through. Schaffmaster, clean swing, aiming for high hands. Mabry Schaffmaster contributing on back-to-back points for the Tar Heels as they try to build some momentum and they cut the deficit to a half dozen.
They're trying to aim for us as well.
I haven't gotten hit yet. It could change.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Keyword.
Aaron puts a tough serve. Played nicely, and Hanna down the line.
You see Zoe Barrett, who Hanna was working against, kind of just shrugs it off. Nothing much we can do when you have a Cameron Hanna swing going one-on-one off the left pin.
Mentioned with Merzick's dominance offensively, it's been a bit of a quiet offensive night for everybody else. Hanna only her 4th kill thus far for a player that really has kind of been the go-to option down the stretch of the season for Penn State offensively, but we've got so many weapons on the pins for Penn State. Schaffmaster, hard hit ball right into the block and off of it, out of bounds, point UNC.
Very similar to what we saw earlier from Caroline Jaravicius. Just take a hack at the block that's on the pin. They don't have a lot of room to work with. Get it down, and more often than not, you're going to get that kill.
James right at the edge of it. Schaffmaster now up to 8 kills in her own right. Trying to get the jump serve going and on cue. Mabry Schaffmaster with a service ace. She beat Jillian Grimes, who you don't see get beat often in the back row.
Woo! Talk about like a sinker. Utter fastball from that golden arm of Schaffmaster.
Try to dial up another one. This one comes right to Merzick, and look out.
Right to you, Casey Kreider.
Back-to-back service aces from Mabry Schaffmaster as she's given Penn State a test in the back row.
Give a test to your dodging abilities.
I was not going to try to catch that. I was just duck and cover. Can she do 3 in a row? No, she's into the net. But 2 aces, 1 error. Still a very productive trip for Schaffmaster. Now Penn State trying to get back on the right track with the lead cut to 5. Izzy Stark, Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Almost gets an ace. Thorpe sends a free ball. Trammell. Taylor Trammell having a big second set for the Nittany Lions.
Behind Jess Merzick with 11, it's Cameron Hanna and Taylor Trammell each with 4 kills apiece now.
The offense for Trammell, her 4th kill, and she's credited the connection she's had with Izzy Stark. Said early in the year that Stark trusts me more than any setter I've had before to attack offensively. She's become a go-to option, not just as a defensive middle blocker, but offensively out of the middle. Speaking of offense out of the middle, hello, Jackie Taylor. Wins the one-on-one matchup, gets it back for UNC, but they still trail by 5. There's some Meyerhofer. This is it away. Grimes nailed the pass. Hanna down the right side. Out of bounds.
Playing the pin is so tough because you're towing that fine line where sometimes you're just going to have it out. It's a game you play when you're Cameron Hanna and the style that she likes to hit with.
There's a discussion of whether or not Hanna got a touch, and she was insistent she didn't get it inbounds. So Penn State not going to use the challenge. Jaravicius signaled for the touch immediately, and the R1, Stephen Shepard, agrees. Point Penn State.
He got it that time really clear and simple. Louis Jocelyn Nathan back to serve at a season high 4 aces against Temple early in the season in non-conference play.
And Nathan, a player that the final couple of weeks of the regular season worked her way into the regular rotation and into the starting lineup. The sophomore out of Wilmington, Delaware on the serve, but it's Chelsea Thorpe for the side out for UNC. Get a look at the replay on ESPN Plus, going pretty much one-on-one against Jess Merzick. Cuts it down between her and a closing Taylor Trammell. UNC's got to go on a run here with the Nittany Lions closing in on that magic number 25. Merzick tips, sent back by the block. Go to the right side pin. Juravicius off the top of the net. Third swing coming for Penn State. Third time's the charm. Merzick through the hands.
That's the other side of the coin when you talk about the pin hitters that like to wind up and take a little bit of extra time with their swings. It allowed everybody on your side to move up, and we saw Jocelyn Nathan, great job of covering the block attempt by UNC off the Juravicius swing.
And back on the other side, it's Foster hammering the top of the block. Nittany Lions right there off a good touch. Gonna lead to a almost joust to the net. For the Penn State side, and Mendelson is gonna get the kill as UNC was in the net.
It also let the ball fell down. Taylor Eisner doing a great job of trying to keep it up. It was a good dig attempt, almost got it. But now Penn State just 2 away from taking a 2-0 lead in the match.
Well, they call UNC in the net, but Mike Shaw is gonna challenge.
I mean, at this point, why not? Trying to avoid going down 2-0, but I also thought that just even on that rally or on that point that the ball hit the ground when Eisner was trying to dig it. So if we get another replay, we can look at it.
Get a look here. It was Alexis Engelbrecht who was called for the net violation. So unless Coach Shaw's looking at something else, we'll try and see if we get a look at the net call. That's going to be the first piece of this as we try to put the puzzle together. Does Engelbrecht touch the net? Yeah, pretty clearly from that angle. At least that's what it appears. Now, the only question is, does Mendelson also, does she get a piece of the net maybe before Engelbrecht does?
Yeah, ooh, I think it's more the ball movement, but you are right, Casey. They could look at that as well.
Get a good look at it there from the net cam.
And then from the first replay, I think Eisner did get a hand under it. It was a one-handed dig, so that's what it looked like. Of course, we saw last night, if you were watching the highlight reels of Allie Hornung of Purdue, that insane save on the ground. Maybe not as impressive, but still great job going against Maggie Mendelson for Eisner to keep it up here.
So pretty obvious from that angle as we got to look at it from the backside that Engelbrecht was in the net for UNC. Our wager reviewing, and call will stand. Engelbrecht was pretty clearly in the net. I guess the only question on the other side was if Mendelson was or not, but call stands. It is a kill for Mendelson. And Penn State is 2 points away. UNC now down to 1 challenge. Jill Grimes serving away. Bump set from the back row, and Maddie May shoving it through as Foster. She's able to get it. Past Mendelson and Jaravicius. Foster, more conventional swing as she finds the soft spot of the hardwood for UNC. Hampton has had a really active night defensively for UNC, even though she's been quiet offensively. 3 kills, 9 digs.
Also an ace.
Vicious. Kept off the floor, joust to the net, sent back on the UNC side. Kept in play, Shackmaster for the tip. Grimes gonna set it to Mercer. Picks her spot in front of the line. Jess Mercer will give the Nittany Lions their first set point of set 2.
Took them 2 to get it in set number 1. They have a bit of a room to work with. They have 6 shots at it.
Eva Faldudo was behind the service line for the first set point of set 1. She'll try to dial it up here in set 2. Leads to an overpass, and it's won by Jess Merzick. Penn State will pick up the win of set 2, 25-18. Pretty commanding victory in that second frame by the Nittany Lions, and now they're 1 set away from the Sweet 16. So you got a replay of that final point. Jess Merzick, all told, 14 kills on the evening. We'll see if she can keep it going. Here from Rec Call, UNC needs an answer on the other side of the intermission. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the second round of the NCAA tournament live on ESPN+. Back here from Rec Call, coming out of the intermission, the Nittany Lions, the home team, find themselves 25 points away from the Sweet 16. UNC trying to keep their season alive in a go-or-go-home set 3. Casey Kreider, Jack Raczynski, so glad to be with you here on ESPN+. And we'll send it down to the third member of our crew on the sidelines, Gigi Jones. Gigi, how's it going down there?
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Now, both of these teams have dreams of the Sweet 16, but I think Penn State is they're a little bit sweeter right now. They've been able to really pull away, and not only the first and second set, after a little bit of a shaky start, they've been able to regroup and make a lot of things happen. Those names you expected to hear today, we're hearing Jess Merzick, Cameron Hanna, Trammell. They are really dominating this game and creating some offensive pressure for Penn State that's allowed them to pull through. UNC is still in it. It ain't over till it's over, like I said yesterday, but this is going to be an exciting matchup. Penn State could wrap it up in one and advance. We got to see what happens. It's going to be a lot of fun. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Gigi. And you take a look at that second set. The Nittany Lions hitting 433 in that frame, 415 for the match. Jess Merzick has had 7 kills in each set. She's got 14 for the match. No other Nittany Lion has more than 4. Penn State had 4 blocks in that second set alone, 6 for the match. UNC has been leading in the aces department. Avery Schaffmaster had back-to-back service aces in that second set to try and draw UNC closer, but that's, to this point, been one of the few things to write home about. Schaffmaster with 8 kills on 190 hitting, Alexis Engelbrecht 5 on 429, but the other pins, Amani Foster and Safi Hampton, have been a little quieter for UNC. They had big matches yesterday against Yale. Penn State has dialed in on them a little bit here through the first 2 frames. We'll see if Mike Shaw can get his team set to go to try and pick up a third set win and extend this match, or if Katie Schumacher-Colley, who played under Mike Shaw in the 90s, can find a way to close this out and send the Nittany Lions to the regional semifinals.
Penn State out-hit Delaware State 456 to 080 last night. They're currently hitting 415, so still very efficient. Jumping up from the MEAC to the ACC. Look at what Jess Merzick has done. 7 straight matches with 10+ kills, 3 straight with an ace or more. Really doing it all, and we talk about it every time we're on these broadcasts, Casey. The ability of Jess Merzick to take control of a game is something so paramount for this Penn State team.
She has gone into takeover mode as Jocelyn Nathan serves into the net, so first point of the set goes to UNC, one they must win. Mentioned the blocking battle, too. Yesterday, UNC had 11 blocks. Alexis Engelbrecht had 8 of them. 11 to 5 over Yale in that department, losing 6 to 1 in that category now. 2 teams trade service errors. Nathan into the net, Schaffmaster long. One and done from Avery Schaffmaster behind the line. That's a sigh of relief for Penn State. Now here comes Jillian Grimes, Penn State's leader in service aces. She's got an ace in 22 of 32 matches this year, 35 for the season. Get one there. Safi Hampton left side. The sophomore for the Tar Heels.
And showing off the hops as well. Just look at the elevation she gets on the replay here. It's just visibly a noticeable difference compared to everybody else in the court.
6'1" as an outside hitter, and she is a high flyer for the Heels. Merzick out of bounds. Hasn't missed many tonight. She had been hitting .367, 14 kills, 3 errors on 30 swings, but she'll add 1 to the E department there.
It was close though, very close, right on that line. I was surprised there was even a little bit of chirping about going out of play.
UNC though, just serve it in play right now. Jackie Taylor with the error to give Penn State the serve and the point back. These Nittany Lions, they have been dominant in third sets this year. 29-3 is the record in this frame alone. Of course, 2 of those losses to Pitt and Wisconsin when they were swept 3-0. The only losses this year for the Nittany Lions. Mendelson on the slide. Barrett can't keep it up. Maggie Mendelson, the former Cornhusker, hitting an even .500, 4 for 8 on the evening.
The old Maggie Mendelson move laterally, kill cross court. She's done that time and time again this season. Really the first time we've seen it, though, tonight against the Tar Heels.
Tex at her best on the slide. There's Thorpe for the right side, kept up in the back row by Faldudo. Maddie May right there, Johnny on the spot. And then the rejection at the net by Izzy Stark and Maggie Mendelson.
7th block of the night for Penn State. North Carolina only won that solo block by Mabry Schaffmaster early on. And a 3-0 scorer for the Nittany Lions. After being down, they jump back into it.
Freshman on the block, freshman on the serve. Faldudo can't clear the net tape there. Ava Faldudo, the Big Ten Sportsmanship Award honoree for this Nittany Lion team, and I have a feeling that in future years she's going to find herself on some of the All Big Ten teams. As a DS, maybe someday as a libero, but Penn State's got a pretty good one right now with Jill Grimes, and then there's Izzy Stark. Her first contact was coming to her in a hurry, and she said, I'll do it myself. And Izzy Stark with her 4th kill of the evening to add with her 21 assists, 5 digs, 2 blocks, a partridge and a pear tree. The Big Ten Freshman of the Year, first for Penn State since Johnny Parker, first setter to win it since Micah Hancock. And there's Amani Foster on the other side for UNC as we continue to go back and forth in set 3. Foster and Hampton, those are the 2 players. UNC can get them going on the pins. They've got a shot to crawl back here. Back set, Mendelson pushes it over. Schaffmaster, a little off speed. Stark, kind of awkwardly, takes a shot at that one, and then Maggie Mendelson over the top of the net's gonna give UNC the point.
We saw that against Nebraska too. Izzy Stark, that kind of off balance, just smack it over in that game against the Huskers. It led to a kill, but now North Carolina back out in front on the net violation.
And Hampton gives UNC a service ace, her 2nd of the night. Sophie Hampton. We mentioned that's been one of the categories where UNC has had some success. They've got a 3-0 scoring run. Hampton will send that one into the net, so ace followed by error for Sophie Hampton, but 2 for her tonight in that category. Now up to 31 for the season, good for 3rd on the team. Quinn Menger trying to break through for her first ace of the night. Not that time, but UNC's got a scramble. Schaffmaster drilled off the block. Mabry Schaffmaster for North Carolina. They're up by 2.
Their 9th kill tonight, that leads the team, and then it's Amani Foster and Alexis Engelbrecht with 5 apiece. Trying to get those heavy hitters going for UNC. That's what got them over Yale last night.
Short serve from Maddie May. And Hannah out of bounds, and there was no touch. And this North Carolina team not going quietly into the State College chilly night.
It took 15 for Penn State to get ahead in set 1, just for reference.
Hannah this time off the top of the block. Good block touch by the Tar Heels. They'll keep it alive. Schaffmaster sent back, but ricocheted over. Covered by Eisert. Trammell then off the block, ends the point for Penn State. UNC did well to keep it alive for as long as they did. But Trammell finally says enough of that.
Was that kicked over? It almost looked like it was on that first save.
I thought it maybe ricocheted off the back of Eisert, but either way. As I said, excellent job for them to keep it alive as long as they did, even though they didn't win the point. Set from Grimes to Hannah. She got a touch. Cameron Hannah did get a touch on that occasion, so she's up to 5 kills. And in a quiet night, it hasn't been a super efficient night for Hannah, which has been a contrast from what we've seen down this second half of the season. 5 kills, 3 errors, so 154 hitting for her, but Penn State still up 2-0, getting the job done, and then there's the kill, hard hit through the block. Jaravicius and Trammell were trying to set it up on UNC's left side pin, but Schaffmaster able to shove it through.
And now Barrett and Thorpe in the game for UNC as well.
Hannah from the right side. Cameron Hannah, who was the starting opposite hitter on this team last year, has played more on the left side this season, but hasn't forgotten how to do that from the right side.
Kill number 6 for her, 22 of her last 24 matches, including the last 12 games, 10 plus kills.
Hannah gonna send that one wide as well. Cameron Hannah, her serving has picked up as the season's gone on, but she's got 3 errors tonight for the Nittany Lions from behind the line. UNC keeps their lead in a set that, at this point, reminds you a lot of the first frame, at least the early points of it. Schaffmaster doinks that off the net tape. Merzick, shortcut, and hammers it home. Jess Merzick with a missile.
It's great when you're Penn State to have someone like Jess Merzick that when the other team can get a run, you can just terminate any sort of momentum, and she's done that time and time again. Kill number 15 on the night for her.
After about 2.5 sets for Merzick, Livonia, Michigan native, transferred from the Wolverines prior to last season. Vicious past the block, kept up by Barrett. Now Thorpe with a hard hit ball. Chelsea Thorpe. Hello.
Again, we talk about the kind of the buffer game is where one team's down, they get a certain point gap, and then it's very hard to break out of that. For Penn State, it's been that 2-point deficit. Haven't been able to break it so far for most of set 3.
Stark tried to go low and quick to Mendelson, but right into the block of UNC. Engelbrecht was there through the middle for the Tar Heels. They're going to call that as an error on Mendelson. They won't give credit for the block, as I mentioned the set was low and she attacked it in the net, but the block was there to disrupt either way. Service error on the other side for UNC. Faldudo comes in to serve with her team down by 2. Penn State leading the match 2-0, but doesn't want to play around against this potent Tar Heel team out of the ACC. Engelbrecht's got to tip it over. That first contact was coming in a hurry. Now here's Thorpe, past the block, and Chelsea Thorpe with 2 quick points here for UNC, and she's hyped up, deservedly so.
It was second on the Ohio State team last year in terms of kills. That was a team that gave Penn State a run for their money. It was a 5-set win in Columbus. Penn State winning that 5th set 15-13. Can't get much closer than that.
Earlier this year, one of the few times the Nittany Lions have been to 5. They've only had 3 5-set matches this season. They've won them all. They hope tonight's not the 4th. But UNC trying to stay alive, and that'll help. Safi Hampton off the touch, and will hit the media timeout. That might have saved Katie Schumacher-Cawley from burning one of her own. UNC up by 4, and I gotta have it set 3. It's getting fun from Rick Hall as the Heels are battling. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the NCAA tournament. Back at you here from Rec Hall out of the media timeout. It's UNC, the first to 15, and Mabry Schaffmaster's a big part of the reason why. 10 kills, leading all Tar Heel players. 2 aces, 1 block, 4 digs defensively for Schaffmaster. She does a little bit of everything for this UNC team. Taylor Iser tried to add a service ace. Jillian Grimes keeps it alive in front of the table. Engelbrecht bumped it into the net. Now here's Foster trying to go for the campfire kill. Not on Jillian Grimes' watch. She's been all over the place on this point. Merzick gets it over. Engelbrecht took some touch and finally finishes it off. Faldudo and Grimes couldn't save it that time, but Jillian Grimes, like the Energizer Bunny, was running everywhere, keeping Penn State in it for as long as she could.
Yeah, that's why she's a Big Ten second teamer this season. All over the court, but you don't get points for style.
Good dig that time from Nathan to keep it alive off the serve from Isert, and then Merzick with a blast. That has been something Penn State fans have seen a lot over the last 2 years. Nothing much Maddie May could have done about that in the back row. 16 kills for Merzick. 5 digs, 1 block. Put some pressure on May. UNC gonna probably be close to off the net. Second swing coming. Schaffmaster back row. Ricochets back over. Engelbrecht continuing to produce out of the middle. That has been one of the stories for UNC here in this third set. Alexis Engelbrecht offensively has had a pretty nice night. 7 kills for her, 500 hitting. She doesn't have a block, funny enough, after having 8 yesterday, but it's been the offense that's come to light for her. Now Cameron Hanna saying, all right, we got to get back in this thing, down by 5, and Killa Cam tees off.
You mentioned it earlier, Casey, that Penn State's only lost 3 third sets this season. Obviously, there are 2 losses to Nebraska, or to Wisconsin and Pitt. The other one was against Yale back in late September.
Yeah, as if there wasn't enough connections between the 4 teams here this weekend. Foster able to challenge the block, win the battle, going against Cam Hanna. How about this response by UNC? Mike Shaw in his first NCAA tournament as a head coach. Trying to keep him alive here and force a set 4. That time Hanna through the block. From the left side pin, Cameron Hanna starting to get a little more involved here in this third set for the Nittany Lions. She's up to 8 kills for the night.
You're gonna need to string a few more points here. It's not getting it done when you're just trading back and forth down by 4. You're running out of time here in set number 3.
That time, Taylor attacks it into the net, trying to cut it down past the block. Cut it a little too sharply and couldn't clear it. First contact is Schaffmaster, and she just gets it through once again. UNC has been challenging the outside blocking game for the Nittany Lions. Mabry Schaffmaster on that left side, working largely on Jaravicius, and Trammell comes out on top there. Hanna on the receive, dig to attack, hard hit ball. Schaffmaster right in front of the crowd one more time. One hangs in the air forever. Hanna's just got to give UNC a free ball. And they run it down Penn State's throat. No, they'll get a second swing though. Bump set from May. This to Thorpe. Kept off the ground. Excellent platform from Grimes. Now Jaravicius left side, past the block. Long rally. A big point in this set. Schaffmaster to Mercer. Jaravicius one more time, right to Maddie May. Schaffmaster trying to tip it over. Trammell got a pull on it. It comes back to Schaffmaster, and she takes care of business.
Sometimes you gotta just throw up a prayer, and that's what Schaffmaster did, but painted that back line.
She can hit from so many different angles, conventional or not. Mabry Schaffmaster finds a way to put it away for UNC. Penn State timeout. UNC up by 5. Don't go anywhere. This is the NCAA tournament on ESPN+. Back at you here from Rec Hall. You get a look at the team leaders by category. Mabry Schaffmaster has had 4 kills in every set for the Tar Heels, and she's come up big here when North Carolina's needed it most. Mentioned the defense from Safi Hampton, 10 digs, 7 of which were in set number 1. Jess Mercer on the other side, 16 kills, but it might not be enough to win it in 3 for the Nittany Lions. They trail by 5. UNC, one of 5 ACC teams that are still alive, all playing tonight. Pitt, Louisville, Stanford, and Miami. Of course, SMU was upset yesterday by Mizzou. The Nittany Lions trying to become the 4th Big Ten team to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16, joining Wisconsin, Purdue, and Oregon. Nebraska plays Miami tonight. They would be the other team still left in question. Trammell gets it down, but I don't think UNC agrees. And Mike Shaw has 1 challenge remaining. He is going to, well, gonna use it. Had to consult his team a little bit. He was asking Mara Wager if the line judge, Brian Hu, made the right call, and I guess we'll find out.
A little bit of discussion there. Shaw was pretty adamant that was out. Doesn't look like it there.
I think Brian Hu made the right call from that angle. That's what
He's
it looks
about
like to me.
2 feet from it.
So that's pretty big if that's the case, because if this stands, UNC is then out of challenges until the 5th set if we make it that far. So Tar Heels were insistent that that was their point. And unless there's something else on this point we're not seeing, I don't think that it's going to change for Penn State. I think it'll be their point. UNC will likely lose their green card for the final set and change before we get to 5. Look at it one more time. Our
Pretty cut and dry.
outstanding ESPN Plus production crew has also worked all year long on Big Ten Plus. Now hopping over here for the NCAA tournament, they do a great job giving us the angles. ROH are still looking at it down at the table, but at least from what we saw, it looks pretty conclusively like a Taylor Trammell kill for Penn State. If it stands, it would be her 6th of the night on 7 swings.
And we've seen momentum changes throughout the regular season here at Rec Hall when there is a successful or unsuccessful challenge. So Penn State gonna want to have it here where now you're down 4 and now you can go on a bit of a run. You're not out of it yet.
That was one of the things I was curious about, UNC using that last challenge, being up by 4 anyway. But they were confident in the point. They're gonna lose it though. Trammell got it down. UNC's out of challenges now, but they do still lead the match, or the set, I should say, by 4. And we shall see if that kill from Taylor Trammell out of the Penn State timeout will give the Nittany Lions a chance to claw back. Cameron Hanna has not been able to serve in tonight and still can't. She was trying to go cross court, dial up that left side line, gives it right back to the heels. Leading by 5, 4 away from set 4.
Yeah, if you're Penn State, you really didn't want that. You had a little bit of momentum you can work with, and it just quashed immediately.
Shaqmaster behind the line. Penn State wants to get her off quickly. Going for a first ball slide out is Jaravicious. Now Trammell, and Trammell stays hot. 7 for 8 for Taylor Trammell. But the Nittany Lions need more where that came from.
You only got 4 points to work with here. You're going to need to start stringing a few points together. It starts here, though. Get Jess Merza, get Taylor Trammell going.
Lime skims it over. Shaqmaster on the receive. Back set. Thorpe with the touch. Kept off the ground by Nathan, but Penn State could never control it. Chelsea Thorpe, 5 kills for her. As she has provided a spark plug off the bench and in certain rotations for UNC at the right side hitter spot all season long. Meyerhofer, the serving sub for the Tar Heels. Put some pressure on Nathan. Merzick for the swing. Meyerhofer can't keep it up. It lands in about row 10 of the stands.
They need a little bit more of that.
That's what we've been saying. You gotta keep UNC from siding out here. If you're Penn State, they've been just trading points back and forth, but the Nittany Lions are running out of runway at the State College Airport.
And it is pretty short. We've talked about that with that USC football game.
That's been a discussion this season. That's Thorpe with the swing. Merzick. Penn State's got to have this point. Hampton off the block. Right there is Grimes. Merzick. Did she get a touch? Yes.
Got it at the line. Now you got to start stringing a few more together. Got 3 points to work with. Technically 2.
Dudo's been one of the best servers for Penn State this season as a freshman. Good one to have behind the line in this situation for the Nittany Lions. Right there to May, though. Pretty easy receive for her. Sent back by the block. Merzick is there. Mendelson as well. For the roof and the 8th block of the match for the Nittany Lions. Timeout, UNC. And We'll take one as well on ESPN+. The Nittany Lions trying to crawl back and sweep the Tar Heels in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this. Back at you here from Rec Hall in this quadrant of the bracket, the State College Regional. You get a look at one of the finals from yesterday as Marquette pulls off the upset. They were the 5 seed playing Utah in Salt Lake City, but they won a thriller in 5. So it's the Golden Eagles advancing to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd time in program history. And the winner of this match will play them next weekend. If it's Penn State, it'll be right here. If it's UNC, it'll be at Creighton. Creighton and defending national champion Texas already locked in their spots in the Sweet 16 yesterday. This is the final one still to be determined in this quarter of the bracket. Nittany Lions or Tar Heels? Who's it gonna be? Penn State on a run, but a crucial side out of the timeout. Safi Hampton for the Tar Heels.
That was huge. There's no other way to put it. Penn State goes in that 3-0 run. UNC at a timeout says, nope, you're not doing this any much longer. Just 2 away from getting one back.
Had to have it from Hampton. 6 kills, 10 digs tonight from her. Now it's Iser, one of the best servers on the heels. She serves Nathan. Mendelson attacking from the middle. Takes a crack at it. Now Hampton off the top of the block. It falls, and UNC's got 4 set points to stay alive. Trying to become only the 4th team to beat Penn State in the 3rd set this season. And a closeout opportunity. Iser at set point. Merzick, dig to attack. Right there, Schaffmaster. All the way across court. Coming to Hampton, and she got it down. Back-to-back-to-back kills from Safi Hampton, and UNC wins set 3. We'll go to 4. How about that takeover? The high flyer, Safi Hampton, doing it when UNC needs it most. And now, set number 4 upcoming as we'll switch sides. The Nittany Lions looking to bounce back. UNC trying to take it all the way here from Rec Hall. Don't you dare touch that dial. You're watching the second round of the NCAA tournament live on ESPN+. Back here from Rec Hall, yes, we are going to a 4th set. UNC staves off elimination thanks to 3 straight kills from Safi Hampton to end the set, coming out of a UNC timeout when Penn State had drawled the deficit to 2. You take a look at the tail of the tape so far through all 3 sets, and Penn State still leading in most categories with the exception of the service aces, but in that last set, UNC hit 378 as a team. Hampton had 5 kills. Schaffmaster adds 4. Jess Merzick still leading the way for Penn State. 18 kills for the match for her on 350 hitting. It's been an offensive takeover from her, but they're gonna need a little more in the second round of this NCAA tournament. We knew it was gonna be a battle, and it's been just that. It's not done yet. Casey Kreider, Jack Raczynski, so glad to be with you here courtside. For those of you watching at home on ESPN+. For UNC, we'll see if they can build on that momentum from the 3rd set, or if the Nittany Lions can put this one away, force back on their heels. This has been a resilient Nittany Lion team. Really, both teams have this season. Let's see who can come out on top in what we expect to be a scrappy 4th set. Zoe Barrett with the opening serve. Jillian Grimes, the opening receive. And Taylor Tramble drops the Enfield out of the middle.
Yeah, that's how you start a set after you lose.
that was an angry swing from Taylor Tramble.
A bit of angst for this Penn State team. You know, they dropped a set, and a frame that they normally don't.
Tramble has taken 1 swing in this game that has not gone for a kill. She's 8 for 9. Jaravicius, right side, off the block. Caroline Jaravicius, her 5th kill of the evening. No errors for her on 14 swings. And a couple quick ones for Penn State, taking early advantage.
We took the advantage in set 2 as well and kind of cruised to an easy win. It's crucial early points for both sides.
UNC out of system. They give the Nittany Lions a free ball. Merzick trying to cash in on it and missed it out of bounds.
Almost looked like originally she got a touch, like you heard something after she hit it. What UNC?
Trying to to go right down the line, but was not able to paint it. So point for the Tar Heels, and Schaffmaster's in the net, and she's mad at herself. She knew that was important to try and stay from behind the line, but again, it's the risk reward when you've got someone as powerful as Mabry Schaffmaster with the jump serve. If it clears the net, good luck playing it, but there are also a lot of times where it doesn't. She'll wait for her next opportunity. Oh, Taylor can't clear the net there. Nittany Lions on an early 4-1 run to start set 4.
Yeah, those are some key mistakes from UNC. You have the miss from Schaffmaster behind the line, and then Taylor missing on the kill attempt. Good for the Tar Heels early.
Pressure put on there. Schaffmaster's got to take a hack from the back row. Stark goes for the setter dump. It's played up, read nicely. And then a block! Jess Merzik's been everywhere defensively, so is Maggie Mendelson. They combine once again and form the wall for Penn State. And Mike Shaw's going to waste no time at 5-1. He'll call a timeout, his first of set 4. Nittany Lions starting explosive here in the 4th frame as they try to punch their ticket to the regional semifinal. Don't go anywhere. This is the NCAA tournament on ESPN+. Back here from Rec Hall, and you got to look at Taylor Trammell's night. 8 kills for her on 889 hitting. Yeah, really, well, I guess you could go 9 for 9, but other than that, you can't do much better if you're Taylor Trammell. Her final season here in blue and white. Came back for her 5th year of eligibility along with Cameron Hanna and Jess Merzik, and man, but the Nittany Lions glad to get her back, get all 3 of them back. They're all Big Ten first team selections this season. Second swing for Merzik, forget about it. Jess Merzik, kill number 19. She's inching in on that 20 kill mark. And she has just been the go-to weapon for the blue and white tonight.
Penn State really controlled that part. Everyone was bunched up on that left pin, able to back each other up, and then Merzik winds up for the finish.
Yeah, Mendelson gives her the assist there. There's Hampton, the hot hand at the end of the 3rd set. Can't find the floor that time. Merzik sent back by the block, covered by Grimes nicely. Merzik once again, off the block, covered by Nathan. Merzik, 3rd time the charm, no! But Penn State won't let it hit the floor. Now they'll try Mendelson. Off the head of May, and then sent back! Mendelson and Stark finish off a wild rally that Penn State had to fight for.
They were battling back and forth, some great digs by Nathan and Grimes, and on the other side of North Carolina, just responding with each of those 3 back-to-back-to-back kill attempts by Jess Merzik. But Penn State's controlling this one early, a 5-0 scoring run.
Aldudo into the net, 10 blocks for the Nittany Lions, and that ends what had been a 5-0 scoring run. UNC quickly feels like they got to get something cooking here. Won the 3rd set to stave off elimination, but got to win this one as well. They want to keep their hopes for a reverse sweep alive. Mendelson on the slide, off the top of the block. Here's Hampton, cuts it past. Merzik, sent back. Another great cover by Nathan initially, but it eventually falls. UNC gets the point. Comes right to Jack again.
Oh yeah.
As always.
8 for 9 now on the court.
Jack Raczynski, when he's down court side for the broadcast, is a magnet for the volleyball. Stark for the quick dump. Ben Izzy Stark. Catching UNC off guard, as she often does when she calls her own number out of the middle.
And usually those dumps find the hardwood immediately. That time she dumped it, got a touch, and then it goes down. So shows how effective and how hard those dumps are to stop, even when someone gets a hand.
He's got 5 kills tonight. Here is Hampton, kept up by Faldudo. Lunging to grab it was Izzy Stark. Penn State trying to get back on the net. Engelbrecht beats the Nittany Lions to the punch out of the middle. Look at that. Nice up from Izzy Stark, but it's finished off by Alexis Engelbrecht, the Iowa State transfer. Was college teammates with Jordan Hopp last year. Hopp, a reserve middle on the Nittany Lions.
The 2 leading middle blockers for the Cyclones last year.
Now facing off as rivals. We haven't seen Hopp yet tonight. She did play a little bit yesterday. Stark with one hand, Hanna with one hand. May bump set to Hampton. Missed it long.
Hampton got a bit too greedy that time, jumped up, wound up, and just a little bit too far. They kind of overjudged their own power on that swing, and Penn State now takes a 5-point lead.
Bit far, no touch. Bring Menger back in. Menger, player that has had 15 service aces over the past 7 matches. She had a string of 5 straight matches where she had multiple. Serving sub, Stan dancer for the Nittany Lions. Hannah goes dig to attack, and Cam Hannah from the left side. She's closing in on the double-digit mark in her own right, a mark that she's hit in the last 14 matches. 9 kills for number 8. Penn State up by 6 with perhaps their best server behind the line. Can't get the ace there. Oh, there's the block. Taylor Trammell and Izzy Stark just keep it going. It's been a block party tonight for Penn State.
That's now their 11th block. Because North Carolina's 2.
UNC had 11 yesterday. The Nittany Lions have given the Tar Heels a taste of their own medicine. Serving at Shaftmaster. And another one! Trammell and Stark make it back-to-back stuffs. And timeout Mike Shaw. His team trails by 8. Second and final timeout taken before the 15-point mark by the UNC head coach. And the Nittany Lions can start to smell it. As UNC have a big comeback in them, or can Penn State advance to the regional semifinals? We're getting closer to finding out. Don't you dare go anywhere on ESPN+. Back here out of the timeout, second and final of set number 4 for Mike Shaw, and he's had to call it early. His team has only 4 points on the board, and they are hitting negative 357 in this set. 1 kill, 6 hitting errors on 14 swings. Nittany Lions are hitting 200, but the block party, we've talked about it. They've got 4 blocks in this set alone, 12 for the match. UNC's only got 2. Casey Kreider, Jack Raczynski, Gigi Jones down on the sideline, our entire ESPN Plus production crew. Glad to be with you for the second round of the NCAA tournament. We narrow it from 32 to 16, and Quinn Menger misses that one long to end what had been a 4-0 scoring run.
Even though North Carolina didn't do anything on that point, it's still something they get out of the timeout, trying to swing the pendulum a bit more in their favor here.
Safi Hampton, Faldudo there on the receive. She's been the best for Penn State this year statistically. Hannah gets it down through the block.
I see Caroline Jurevicius gets back in the game for Penn State. It's now her, Hannah, and Trammell up front, so a lot of power behind Stark, Merzick, and Grimes also in the game for the Nittany Lions.
It'll be a tough front row to play against to see if UNC can do it. Shaftmaster's been quiet as of late. She can't get past Grimes there. Hannah goes back-to-back. Cam Hannah drops the hammer.
Yeah, they're starting to go a bit more toward Taylor Eisert. She's going one-on-one in that back row. And a few Penn Staters have been taking swings at her directly, and it's been paying off for them, now up 9.
Put you back out in the middle. Engelbrecht right in front of the back corner. Stops the run. UNC trying to stay alive, keep their season going. Back in the tournament for the first time in 3 years, and the first time under head coach Mike Shaw. May will get a service ace, as that one dropped like a rock once it cleared the net tape, and Hannah couldn't keep it off the floor.
6 aces in this match for UNC, 2 from Shaftmaster, 2 from Hampton, and now 2 from the libero, number 25, Maddie May.
It's been the one thing to write home about for UNC so far. May off the net tape. Hannah comes up to play at that time. Jurevicius, left side. May there for the touch. Shaftmaster kept up by Merzick. Nearly pin to pin. And off the long set, UNC will get only their 3rd block of the night. Working against Caroline Jurevicius. It was Taylor and Fuster over there. And UNC on a 3-0 run. Not a great receive from Hannah, but Penn State still able to make something out of it as Jurevicius from behind the line. I think surprised herself a little bit.
Yeah,
that she got the kill.
Pinpoint accuracy, it wasn't anything hard, and Jurevicius known for just taking the hard swings. You've seen her almost hit 60 with the radar gun sometime in Rec Hall. Which is a good job of just placing in that back line. And Jerevicius, as you said, Casey, kind of surprised herself.
As one of the most powerful arms on this Penn State team, can hit from a lot of different angles. Cam Hanna finally gets a service ace. She struggled to serve in most of the game, but is able to get one there for Penn State. Much needed for her. I mentioned this is a Penn State team. Their serving game as a whole has really stepped up since that Wisconsin match. She'll serve an error there, but you'll take the ace if you're Cam Hanna regardless. 11 kills, a block and an ace for her.
Now up to 23 aces on the season. Now 7 of her last 10 games with a service ace to her name on the stat sheet. Serving has been something that they have emphasized a lot, this Penn State team, and have done it to pretty good effect later on in the regular season.
Jerevicius hard swing through the block, got it down for Penn State, and now they are 8 points up, 8 points away from the third round.
You definitely see them be a bit more angry this time around. They dropped that third set. They're coming out with authority.
I feel like we've seen that from Penn State when they have dropped a set, whether it's been in the first or second or third this year. They always seem to come back and keep it from snowballing. However, there's Chelsea Thorpe rocketing back the overpass for UNC. The Tar Heels are not going to go down without a fight. Avery Schaffmaster does not yet have a kill in this set. She'll try for an ace here. Nathan right there on the receive. Mendelson's going to set Merzick, and Merzick misses it out of bounds.
She sent it way long that time. Still with a buffer to work with. We saw that in set 3 where Penn State really wasn't able to break that seal, that kind of 2-3 point mark, and then UNC pulled away.
Schaffmaster, anytime she serves, it could be an ace. Not that time. Good receive by Merzick, and Jerevicius right at the block. Caroline Jerevicius making some things happen here in set number 4 for Penn State. Off the edge of the outside block there, Hampton and Taylor trying to form it. Dudo's got one of the 2 service aces tonight for the Nittany Lions, and quickly comes to Barron, and then attacking it into the net is Safi Hampton. That is the 7th hitting error of this set for UNC, who are still well in the negatives. In terms of hitting in this set, they've only got 3 kills. Thorpe off the back set. Why not add another block? That's been the story of the night for Penn State. The physicality up front. Block number 13 on the night for the Nittany Lions. They get to 20, and they've got a large cushion.
Yeah, it's Trammell with 6 blocks. Izzy Stark with 5. That's 1 away from her career high. And then Mendelssohn with 5 as well.
UNC just trying to get anything going. Faldudo won't let it touch the Terraflex. Merzick got the touch. Gets to 20 kills on the night. Penn State is on the doorstep. Trying to go back to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd straight year, but if they do it this time, they would play at home next week. The Marquette Golden Eagles await. Out of control, first contact leads to another Nittany Lion point. 5-0 run for Penn State.
Jess Merzick 5th in the Big Ten in kills per set in the regular season. Season high 29 in 4-set matchups, and that one against Michigan State.
Second service ace for Faldudo. UNC desperately trying to end the run, and they will with Hampton. Safi Hampton finally puts it away for UNC, but trailing by 10, it might be a run stop too little too late. We shall see. Gonna need a big comeback. Meyerhoff with the serving sub. Penn State 3 points away. Start from way off the net. Merzick from the back row. It doesn't matter. Jess Merzick can kill the volleyball from anywhere. And she does it there. Catching 21. Does the team captain. What a performance this has been from number 9 in blue and white. Trying to ensure that this won't be her final game in a Penn State jersey.
And we just talk about it all season. Just Jess Merzick. When her team needs her, she can elevate herself to these moments. 21 kills. The next closest is Cameron Hanna with 11.
And Gobrecht off of Mendelssohn's block. Gets a side out. The Lions still 2 away, up by 10. Eisert will serve. She had a double-double yesterday for UNC, graduate transfer, trying to do all she can to extend her college career a little further, and that will help. A service ace for Taylor Eisert, who was the Conference USA Setter of the Year last year at Middle Tennessee. She's run the 6-2 with Zoe Barrett this year for the Tar Heels. Adds an ace. Not that time. Faldudo on the receive. Mendelson cuts it out of bounds. Trying to go cross court, went a little too far. And it's a 3-0 run here for the Tar Heels. Staving off elimination one more time.
Carolina's going to take these. Penn State's going to keep making errors. You'll take them and find a way to work with it, but backs are against the wall.
Start to Hanna. Cameron Hanna's going to set up the first match point, and there will be 9 for the Nittany Lions. And it's Quinn Menger coming in to serve. Number 24 with Penn State at 24. 1 point away from the Sweet 16.
No aces since that game against Rutgers.
Menger kept up by men. Over the top goes Foster. Here's Hanna for the win. Off the block, and Cameron Hanna sends Penn State to the Sweet 16. Nittany Lion fans, you've got more volleyball coming your way at Rec Hall next week. Penn State will win the battle 3-1 over UNC. They will head back to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd time in as many years under head coach Katie Schumacher-Cauley. But this time, it's going to happen in their gym, in their place. Historic Rec Hall. They've got Marquette coming next week. Creighton and Texas will also head to town.
Yeah, that was the big thing in these last 2 matches, or last 2 seasons for Penn State, is that they have met their match against Wisconsin in the Sweet 16. Now they're home and have a big opportunity to get to the Elite 8 from there in their own gym. That's not something they've been able to say since 2017. And I think a big part of that comes from, well, Jess Merzick. What else there to say? 21 kills on 50 swings, hitting 280, really elevating this team into the stratosphere with a win over a very talented and loaded Tar Heel squad.
21 kills for her, 9 digs for Merzick as well. Cameron Hanna adding 13 offensively for the Nittany Lions as the alma mater plays, and the Nittany Lion team with the Wrecking Crew standing across from them, giving them an ovation. There will be more volleyball in Rec Hall next week. And before that, let's send it down to Gigi Jones. She's got a player that had 8 kills on 9 swings tonight. Taylor Trammell for the Nittany Lions. Gigi, take it away.
Thanks, guys. You heard it here. I'm with killer tonight, Taylor Trammell. A fantastic game, an impressive performance, not only from you, but from this team. You guys got the dub. How'd you make it happen?
I think tonight we really wanted to come in here with our shoulders pushed back. You know, I think yesterday we need to realize who we are in this tournament, and a lot of people right now, you know, they can say what they want to say, but we have to have some confidence in ourselves. We have to, because right now a lot of people are not rooting for us, but hey, I think we have it in us, and yeah, the confidence today showed. So yeah.
Definitely an outstanding performance. The confidence was definitely there. And when you saw you guys were able to really refocus and regain that confidence after the 3rd set, how'd you guys just kind of rebalance after that moment to secure it?
I think going into the locker room, we knew that going into the 2nd set, which was usually one of our so-so type of rotations, we just knew we had to come out, kick it in the gear. I mean, UNC is a great team. Everyone here is a great team, trying to make it to a Sweet 16 tonight.
Well, you guys have officially made it. Not only are you going to the Sweet 16, in the Sweet 16, you get a home game. How's it feel knowing that that's coming next?
Obviously, I'm super grateful. A lot of people, you know, would dream of opportunities like this, and here at Penn State, we're just super happy we can have our fan base here with us. It means a lot. I mean, you see how we play in a gym like this.
Definitely. The fans love you. Rec Hall was absolutely electric tonight. Congratulations on the win, and go celebrate with the team.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Gigi. Thank you, Taylor. Penn State taking the victory in 4. We mentioned Jess Merzick with 21 kills, Cam Hanna with 13, Taylor Trammell hitting 8 for 9, added 6 blocks as well, along with her fellow middle blocker Maggie Mendelson. The birthday girl, Jillian Grimes, had 16 digs, leading the way defensively for the Nittany Lions. Mabry Schaffmaster had 12 kills for UNC, Alexis Engelbrecht with 10, but they will fall short tonight From Rec Hall, Jack, what are your final thoughts as we wrap up the weekend and get ready for the regional semifinals?
I think it was just a prototypical Penn State kind of game where you have some setbacks and they're able to utilize their talent they have, and it's a lot with guys like Jess Merzick and Cameron Hanna really pushing the team forward. And that's not a knock on the rest of the team. They did a very commendable job, but when you have performances like Taylor Trammell hitting 889, which is just utterly ridiculous, you can go into these matches with full confidence. As Taylor Trammell said in that interview with Gigi, have the confidence that you know that you can come out here with a W and do it very much to the effect that you want it to be. It's convincing. And now you're going against Marquette, which is a team that was finished second in the Big East, to Creighton, taking down Utah, top 4 seed. And then down the road, if you win that game, you might have Creighton, you might have the reigning national champs in Texas, but the big thing is that it's in your gym, a gym that Penn State has not lost in over 13 months. So I think this is the first test. You got through an ACC opponent. Now it's on to more tougher challenges as you try to break through, which is something they haven't been able to do for the past 2 years.
Creighton, Texas, and Marquette will come to town next weekend. They'll all have to play the Nittany Lions in the regional semifinals, and then in the regional final. You'll see those matches across the ESPN family of networks, but that will do it for tonight and for this weekend. Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. For our entire ESPN Plus production crew, our sideline reporter Gigi Jones and my colleague Jack Raczynski, I'm Casey Kreider saying so long from Rec Hall. Your final score one final time, Penn State 3, North Carolina 1. The Nittany Lions are into the Sweet 16. Good night, everybody.